All right, here is the review key. So name the vector and its components. So remember, you're always starting with the starting point and going towards the arrow. So this is AB. It's basically you're just naming the ray. But we've talked about before that the direction matters. You cannot call this BA because it's starting at A and shooting towards B. Now, how do we get there? Well, we go 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right. Put these little inequality symbols, remember. Now this means right 4. And then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 up. That's how we got from A to B. All right, graphed quadrilateral QRST. So 0, 4. Now pay attention, this one's a tricky one because notice it's counting by twos. 2, 4, 6, 8, so forth. So a little tricky. So there's 0, 4 right there. Negative 4, negative 2 is actually right there because remember you're counting by twos. This one I mentioned in class, if you try to put it on here, it doesn't make sense because, well, I'll show you real quick. Here's 2, 2, and then 6, negative 2 is right here. If you try to make a shape out of that, it doesn't work. So we're going to change this to 2, negative 4 right there. And now we have a nice quadrilateral. All right. Now, we're going to move this whole thing left 2 and up 4. So technically, we're just doing this. 1, that's left 2, because remember we're counting by twos, and up 2, 4. That's where it's going to end up. So all we do is we take each point and we move it left 2. So starting at the top, we're going to go left 2 and up 4. Okay, that's this point right here moved. All right, and then lower left, we're going to go left 2, up 4. Right there. And then at the bottom here, left 2, up 4. And over the right side, left 2, up 4. And we have our shape. And notice, left 2, up 4. That is our same shape. Okay? Now just clean it up here. It's going to be hard to read because we got everything going on. But here's Q right here. Should have done that in red. So here's Q right here, the original Q. And then this is R. And then S is here. And T is here. Now, when we go to the new one, this is my Q prime. That means it's the first change for Q. Here's my R prime. All right. Here is my S prime. And here's my T prime. Okay. Now, another way to do it is you could just do the math. You could subtract 2 from each x you see and add 4. So 0 minus 2 is negative 2, and 4 plus 4 is 8, and that's where we ended up, at negative 2, 8. And here, negative 4 minus 2 would be negative 6. Add 4 here, 4 minus 2 is positive 2, and that's where we ended up, negative 6, 2. All right? 2 minus 2 is 0. Negative 4 and 4 is 0. So that's why it ended up at the origin. And 6 minus 2 is 4, and 4 minus 2 is 2. So that's another way to do it, mathematically. You do what is best for you. All right, find the component form of the vector that translates 4, 5 to this one. So we're going from here to here. So how do we go from 4 to negative 1? If it helps you, just use this graph below. How do we go from here to here? Well, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the left. So we have to move 5 to the left to get to negative 1. And to go from 5 to 3, we need to go down 2. And again, you can real quickly go on a grid and go, here's 5, and here's 3, down 1, down 2. So you can just use that or just make up your own off to the side, whatever. All right? How do we go from 4 to 4? Well, nothing changed. And how do we go from 5 to negative 2? Again, if we start at 5 and went down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to end up at negative 2. So you just got to pay attention to the directions. This is asking you, how did you get from this one to this one? See, notice the prime there? That's the new point. All right, graph the polygon, negative 2. Now notice this one is going by ones again. It's a normal one. So negative 2 is right here. 2, 4 is right here. And 1, negative 2 is right here. Nice little triangle right there. So we have A, B, and C. And it says go over the y-axis. Here's the y-axis right here. So all we're going to do is count. 1, 2, 1, 2, and there's my point. There's B prime. Now this one's tricky because they're going to overlap. So A, we're 2 away from here, so we're going to go 2 this way. So that's A prime. And C is 1 away, so C is going to overlap and go right here, and that's going to be C prime. But then there's my triangle right there, reflected over the y-axis. All the points just fold over the other side of y. All right, negative 4, 0 is right here. That's my D. Negative 3, positive 6 is up here. That's my E. Negative 2 is right, well, poorly drawn, but there's my F. Okay? So there's my triangle. Now we're folding over y equals x. That is this line right there. Okay? So remember, with y equals x, it's going to be on your quiz. All right? With y equals x, then you just switch the points. So negative 4, 0 is going to become 0, negative 4. Negative 3, 6 is going to become 6, negative 3. And negative 2, well, that's going to be the same point. All right? So 0, negative 4. Get over that watermark. 0, negative 4 is right here. Okay? That's D prime. So it folded from here over that line to there. And then 6, negative 3 is going to be right here. That one folded from there over to there. And that's going to be E prime. And F prime stays the same. It's the same point. So this is F and F prime. And there's my triangle right there. The red one looks a little fatter because I just didn't draw the line very well. That's it. All right, draw all lines of symmetry. So in other words, where could you fold it in half and have it match? Okay, so if you folded it left to right, this point would go there, that point would go there, and it would completely match. That's the only way it will fold and match. Now, with the word Bob, we're talking about the word itself, not each individual letter. Okay? So, we cannot, don't do this. We can't do it this way. The O would fold over, but the B would be going the wrong direction. Okay? So, you can't fold it that way. The only thing we can do is fold top to bottom. Now, with this font, will it perfectly match? Maybe, maybe not, but generally, if we're talking this general word, it does match. All right, this one, you could fold down and fold left to right in the middle. And then with wow, again, don't draw this, but we cannot go this way because this would end up there, that would end up there, this would end up there, and so forth. It would not match, okay? So all we can do is go down the middle and fold it left to right, and it would line up. Okay. Now again, with this font, the W's don't exactly match, but if it was a normal font, it would go over that way. All right, JKL. J is at 1, 1. K is at -3, +4, which is up here. And L is at -4, +2, right here. Okay, so J, K, L. Right? Now, we're going to do a composition. So we're going to translate it, which means we're going to go up. Sorry, my bad. That was silly of me. We're going to go right 1 and down 5. So again, that means we're going to go take this right 1 and down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's where it should end up. Okay? And mathematically, remember, we could add 1 and get, whoops, my bad. We could get 2, 1 plus 1, and 1 minus 5 is -4. Or we can just go to the point J and go right 1 and down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And notice we still end up at 2, -4. It's whatever is comfortable for you. Now that's my J prime. Now K, I'm going to move right 1 and down 5 and end up here, okay, at -2, -1. And then the L, I'm going to move right 1 and down 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and end up at -3, -3. And that's if you do the math or just count on the graph, your choice. So here's my K prime and here's my L prime. So again, that is just the same triangle shifted. Now, the reflection over y equals 1. Remember, y equals 1 is a horizontal line at 1. So I'm going to put it in here like so, at y equals 1. Now remember, we're folding the red one over that, not the blue one, because this is a composition. So we're going to look at the red one. Remember, we're not counting to the x-axis. We're counting from here, 1, 2, and going up 1, 2. So my K double prime ends up right there. Okay? And my L, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4 to the pink line and go up 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's my L double prime. And J, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's my J double prime. Okay, so this folded over the pink line there, this folded over the pink line there, and the K, as you see, folded over that way. So remember, the key is to do this one first and then move that new triangle this way. All right, graph the polygon's image after this rotation. So 90. So remember, this is going to be on your quiz. 90 shifts like this. The Y moves to the front and becomes opposite, and the X moves to the back and stays the same. So 0, 4 is going to change to -4, 0. -3, 1 is going to switch to -1, -3. Notice the 1 moves to the front and becomes opposite, and the -3 just moves and stays the same. And then 2, 1 is going to shift to -1, 2. Again, the 1 shifts to the front and becomes opposite, the 2 moves to the back and stays the same. And now I just graph it. So 0, -4, sorry, 0, 4. No, my bad, I'm looking at the wrong one. -4, 0 is right here. -1, -3 is right here. And -1, +2 is right here. Okay? So this is B prime right here. This is C prime right here. And this is A prime right there. Okay. Now this next one is 270. Remember with 270, xy, this time the y moves to the front and stays the same. The x moves to the back and becomes opposite. It doesn't become negative, it becomes opposite. So if it was a negative number, it will become positive, and we'll see that actually. So negative 3, 2, and if it helps, you can put the letter here, is going to become 2, 3. So the 2 moved to the front, the negative 3 moved to the back, and became opposite. E is negative 3, negative 3. This darn watermark. That's going to become negative 3, positive 3. So this one here moved to the front. This one moved to the back and became opposite, which became positive. Okay? G was 1, negative 1. So that's going to shift to negative 1, negative 1. And F was 1, 1. And that's going to shift, whoops. That's going to shift to 1, negative 1. Okay, so back up here. 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. That is my D prime. Negative 3, positive 3. That's my E prime. G, negative 1, negative 1. That's my G prime. And my last one, F, 1, negative 1, which is going to match up. Again, we're going to have an overlap here. So that point is also F prime. And there's my shape right there. It shifted 270 degrees. And that's it.